Okay, so another Venn diagram question here. I just wanted to make a quick video and kind of run through how to do this question. So just bear with me and I will see if I can try to explain how to do this one. Okay, so we're told here that, and I've taken the time to kind of set up this Venn diagram here. So we're told that there's 140 people. They volunteered their information about their reading habits. 85 people read newspapers daily. 45 people read books at least once a week, and 35 people read magazines regularly. So that tells us what each of these individual circles have to add up to. So I'll call this circle over here to the left magazines, the circle here at the top, sorry, the circle to the left newspapers, the circle at the top here, let's just label that right there, magazines, and this one down at the bottom right, books. So all of the book circle has to add up to 85. All of the magazine circle has to add up to 35. And all of the newspapers has to add up to 85. Sorry, I said all of the books has to add up to 85. That's actually 45. Okay, so the best way to do these Venn diagrams is to start in the center and work your way out here. Okay, so um, the first number here that I'm playing with is 11 people read newspapers, books, and magazines. So that means that right in the center of our Venn diagram, right in the middle, we're going to put 11. Okay, so 16 people read both books and magazines. So that means that the books and magazines section here, so books and magazines, this is where they intersect, should be equal to 16 minus 11, which is 5. I randomly had that number at the side and that worked out. Okay, so next I have 26 people read newspapers and books. Okay, so newspapers and books, that would be right here. Now, it's 26 people. 26 minus 11 is 15. That's newspapers and books. And then aside from that, we don't have really a whole lot of additional information. We're told to find the maximum. So we're asked. So we're under the understanding here that we have to actually find a maximum number here. So they want us to construct a Venn diagram to determine the maximum number of people in the survey who do not read any books, newspapers, or magazines. So what could this maximum number be here? So what would maximize this number here would be. So this is actually kind of an interesting question here. So we're trying to maximize this number out here. This is what we want to find the max of. Okay. So if we look at this here, we know that the number of people who read magazines that's actually a number that we can calculate because 35 people read magazines regularly. So the number's not 15. It's going to be 35. So let me delete that part there. 35 minus 15 minus 11 minus 5. Okay, so that's going to be 4. Okay, so we know that that number there's 4. All right, that hasn't really done a whole lot for us here. So the difficulty here is that we have this number here, which is, we can call this x. We don't know what that's going to be here. Okay, so what I could do here is this number here, or this number over here for newspapers, it's going to be equal to, there are 85 people who read newspapers daily. So 85 minus 15 minus 11 is 59. So this number here would be equal to 59 minus x. Okay, and we have to find this number over here for books. I'm just going to copy and paste this one over here. So the total number of books, that entire book circle, should add up to 45. So 45 minus 11 minus 5 is 29, and then minus x, we don't know what that is. So basically here, whatever number we can wind up with here for x is what we're trying to maximize. So this question takes a little bit of an interesting turn here, in that what I can do here is I can actually create maybe I'll try to do it over here. Try to create a little bit more space here. Um, is that I can create an equation here to try to actually solve this. So let me just try to make a little bit of space here. So, oops, let me just try to get some text in. Okay, so here's what we're trying to do here. Is I'm trying to go 4 plus 15 plus 11 plus 59 minus x plus 11 plus 5 plus 29 minus x. Okay, so 29 minus x. Let me just double check that. So I'm just trying to add up everything there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all that on here. Okay, so I'll just try to move all that over here so that everybody can see that. So I'm just trying to add up all of those numbers. So 4 plus 15 plus 11 plus 59 minus x plus x. I added 11 twice there. I don't want that. Plus 5 plus 29 minus x. Okay, so ultimately here, the number that we're trying to maximize here is this number here, which remember, this number here is equal to 140 minus the Venn diagram sum. So the circular parts. So this here represents the Venn diagram sum. I'm just kind of coming up with that term there. Let's see if I can squeeze all that on. I don't know if that's meant to be. It's not. Okay. I'm going to go like this here. So the max is equal to 140 minus the Venn diagram sum here. I'll just put this down here. Okay, so if I add those up, I'm going to get 4 plus 15 plus 11 plus 59 plus 5 plus 29. Excuse me, 123. And then we have minus x plus x and then minus x. So ultimately here, this number ends up equaling 123 minus x. Okay, so to get this max number here, what we're trying to maximize here is the 140 minus, so we're trying to maximize this number here. So the max number would be, so remember this number here equals, so if I want to take this value here, let me just put a symbol over here. Let's just call this y, okay? So that means that y is equal to 140 minus 123 minus x. So ultimately what that gives us here is 17 minus x. So the reason that I say that is what we want to do here is we want to maximize y. So if you think about it, if x is 0, then y is maximized. So I'll just write that out. If x is, have this in equation editor. If x is 0, y is maximized. Okay, so what that means here is that we could say, therefore, the maximum number of people who don't read books, magazines, or newspapers is 17. So So that's kind of ultimately what we tried to find there. So this was kind of a hard question. It was a bit of a thinking question. I don't know that you'll see a question this difficult again, um, but it's kind of it's a little bit of a fun one, I think. Um, Let me start clearing that up. I'm a bit of a format uh, freak. I don't know what that means, but okay. So hopefully this makes some sense. It's one of those questions, like I said, it's probably one of the more difficult questions that you're going to encounter in terms of these Venn diagram types of questions, but it's a bit of a fun one because it's a little bit of a thinker. All right.